Welcome to this week's edition of Trading Bits and Bytes. I'm Susan Littlefield. Today we're going to be looking at what's been happening in this market trade from a global perspective, especially with phase one going on. Is it going to happen or is it not? Also, we've got the ethanol market concerns and the WASDE report that comes out on Tuesday. Just some of the topics we're going to talk about today as Aaron Bertles is joining us with Crossroads Marketing. So Aaron, let's start out with the phase one deal with China. Is it something that we might see phasing out?
Yeah, I think it's the biggest question, right? There's two big questions to me as we move forward right now, and it has nothing to do with, planting or planting pace or anything like that. It's, can we get ethanol moving? Can oil get back up and get ethanol at least functioning again? And then the bigger wild card is our trade deal with China going to be something that we can rely on moving forward, which the market hasn't played any of that stuff into the market price at this point, and rightfully so. I mean, we haven't seen them do anything that would give you any indication that we're going to be able to expect them to stay in our marketplace. But it's an even bigger question now with the coronavirus and everything that's happened and all the world powers kind of coming together with a negative bias towards China and how they handled this. So Trump came out today or last night and said, basically we'll know in the next week or two whether or not they are going to be able to or plan to fulfill their part of the trade negotiations or not. And I did see also that the U.S. and China have expected talks coming in the next week. So I'm sure that's what he was referring to. And that's the biggest deal. I mean, we have no idea what our supply is going to be until we have a better idea of, what kind of demand we can expect from them, what kind of demand we can expect from ethanol and those things as we move forward.
So you look at what's been going on with China, with the ethanol market, and it's just kind of been a trickle-down effect for our producers. A lot of wait and see, and we see that from a livestock and a grain perspective about being able to move forward this marketing year.
Yeah, with all the negative that's going on, the benefit to me is that it's come during the right time of year. I know some people still, some people have things to move. Some people have things that have to get done here before you get to planting. I get that. But as far as times of year that this could have happened, this was probably one of the better points as far as, messing up logistics for our farmers and having them be able to do what they normally need to do. But yeah, it certainly has been. I mean, you've got places that have just kind of slowly closed. They've had to, in some cases, they've had things sold to one place and have to end up taking it to another place, which is the best scenario. At least you're still going to get paid and still get to move your grain. But yeah, all of this has a trickle-down effect on the market price, which the thing I just keep trying to remind my producers of is, this is not a time where you would have expected opportunities to price grain anyway, right? I mean, this is just seasonally not a time that we see those opportunities. So while the price is a lot lower than we'd like to see it, and it's not going anywhere, at least in the short term, it's not a time where you typically be expecting to get a lot of chances to do anything. So try not to worry about it right now. Get back to me in the middle of June when we should expect opportunities to be able to price things, and maybe not opportunities this year that we would have hoped for 6 months ago because of everything that's taken place and because of how long this may drag out as states and everything start to try to open back up, and you have opposition to that in certain states that won't, certain places in states that won't. It's going to be slow to get those things back going. How the market reacts to that, I don't know, but you still have to play this out from a seasonal standpoint and know that if you get to the beginning of July on a year where you're expecting a large carryout and you haven't done anything yet, you should probably be questioning that at that point. Today, if you hadn't done it yet or done anything up to this point, you normally wouldn't expect to have opportunities to do it right now. So just try to be as patient as you can.
We do have a WASDE report that comes out next Tuesday. So in the near term, can we see the market kind of focus on the what ifs of that report?
Maybe some. It's not going to be typically a report that changes a whole lot of things. You hope they don't take too many huge steps with supply from an ethanol standpoint or even an exporting standpoint, because we just don't know enough yet about those things. They could obviously take some more off from ethanol just because of the damage we know that's been done because of the slowdown in that sector, but typically not a report where you expect a whole lot of changes. I guess what I hope more than anything now is that we've had a lot of negativity in this market, and you would think that all the talk of 3 billion bushel carryout, 3.2 billion bushel carryout, I mean, that stuff's been around a while now. It's not going to be surprising at this point. What would be surprising is if it starts to come down from that point, or if there's fears that it's going to come down from that point. So you'd hope a lot of that stuff's played in. And once you get to the seasonal time frame of this market, you're usually trying to add in some risk premium that we can still have the ability to do that.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much, Aaron, for joining us this week.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Aaron Bertles has been joining us. That's this week's edition of Trading Bits and Bytes. I'm Susan Littlefield.